you doing on this? You heard the news. That was actually a very shocking news, right? So I don't know if you heard, but the OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, yes, the very first company that actually launched ChatGPT, he's been fired. Yes, fired. And actually, I found out about this news. I was yesterday just going out with the family to going to birthday celebration, and when I saw that, I was really, really impressed. Not impressed. I was shocked. That's the word. And I read a little bit about it, and it sort of got me thinking about what could potentially happen and how what could potentially be the impact on different industry, including the renewable energy industry. Why? Simply because AI is everywhere. And this is what I want to discuss with you today. So this is a topic that's making wave in the tech world. The recent departure of Sam Altman, you know. But we're not just here to discuss about the latest headline. We're also here to explore what this leadership change means for the tech industry, and also more importantly, how it relates with our sector, right? And that's what we're going to talk about. So welcome everybody. So if you don't know me, so my name is Tony Teo. I'm the founder and CEO of Renewables in Africa. And what we do is very simple. We demystify the renewable energy sector. We make sure that you understand what is happening and you can relate to that and you can ask your question. So our job is to really make it seamless and easy for you to connect. Yeah. So I'm hoping that, so if you're following this, so if you have any question, just make sure that you ask the question in the comment box, and I really appreciate that. Guys, broadcasting from various platforms. We definitely have LinkedIn, we definitely have YouTube, we definitely have Facebook, we definitely have X as well, and Telegram. So whichever platform suits you best, not a problem. Just ask a question, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you, and we can discuss that further, right? So what I want to discuss about in here is the tech leadership change, right? And how it could potentially impact renewables energy. First of all, what happened? Let me come back a little bit on the what happened so that we can sort of discuss this news. So, as I was saying that I was traveling, going away with the family yesterday when I heard that Sam Altman, as the CEO of OpenAI, has been fired by the board, right? It sort of took me back a little bit to the story of Steve Jobs, because I'm sure we all heard about the story of Steve Jobs being fired from Apple and making a comeback, a couple of years later, just to rescue the company from actually the struggle they were going through. And it looks like this may well be what is happening as well for AI, right? For OpenAI, because Sam Altman was fired. So why was he fired? So the real answer is I don't know. Well, I don't know. But what I have heard though is that OpenAI, it's meant to be a non-for-profit. No, that's not true. So they have a non-for-profit wing and a for-profit wing, yeah, that has been created. And it looks like the majority of the share of the board, which represents still the non-for-profit. So we're a little bit concerned about the recent development of the company, that they were going too far and too fast, and they were concerned about the impact that it could have on the whole world, on the humanity, and so on and so forth. And obviously, with the CEO at the helm of it pushing for a direction they were not happy with, then they fired him, right? So the issue is that apparently they have not didn't have not informed properly most of the shareholders, right? Because that has actually led to a strings of resignation of big people. You have the I believe the one of the co-founder is a Greg. There's a Greg something that actually resigned from the company, and also many other mass resignation, and it sort of obviously tanked the company a little bit, and it obviously concerned a lot of the shareholders. One of which is Microsoft. Microsoft is definitely one of the biggest. If you didn't know that, so let me just share that with you. So Microsoft is one of the big shareholder of OpenAI, if not the biggest, right? And with this news happening, it clearly have an impact for them. So you could see this kind of news. So it's really shaking the world tremendously, and also because we are in a sector that is moving so fast, right? That is having so many impacts, so many things changing, including in our industry. I told you about the AI marketing recently, right? That is happening in every sector, including renewables energy. And I've also advised a lot of SMEs out there, guys, you need to get into that, because that is what is actually shaping the world these days. And if you don't do that, you'll be left behind, right? And obviously, OpenAI, especially ChatGPT, was actually the company that sort of changed the game there. Everybody now following up, right? So yeah, so having said that, so let's come back a little bit in what is actually the role in innovation. So that's why I wanted to sort of expand the conversation a little bit more. So it's important to recognize that the role of leadership pivotal, you know, is driving innovation in tech companies, like in any companies. When you have visionary leaders like Sam, what they do is they will set the tone, they will set also the culture and the direction of travel for these organizations. So they completely inspire teams, to push boundaries, to think creatively, and which is something we can always appreciate. After all, innovation is at the core of our mission too. In renewables energy, we need innovation to obviously to move into energy transition. So that's what visionary like Sam represents. So when you're definitely moving somebody like that, it's having a tremendous, a big impact. And that is what you need to understand. You can't just do it the way you want to, even if you say that you don't agree with the person. You want to be a little bit careful. And that is the whole point of my conversation in here. So that's very important. So transitioning leadership in renewables energy, how should it be done? Right? So what could the connection with the renewable energy sector be? Well, you know that transitions in leadership can have similar impact as well in renewables energy if it's not done carefully. In our industry, we also have the visionary leaders. So one of which is, I'm sure you all can connect with, is Elon Musk, who completely has changed the way people perceive the EV industry. Right? He's not the one who created the industry by far, no, but clearly we could credit him by sort of changing the game there with Tesla, which is obviously completely revolutionized, re-energized big sector to the point that the whole automotive industry is now pointing towards building electric vehicles. Yeah. So when you have visionary leaders, they are sort of the winds in our sails. They are propelling us toward a more sustainable future, right? So we have a renewable energy company that undergoes a leadership change. Should they have a leadership? Because there are many leadership changes happening. It can significantly influence the trajectory, and also the approach to innovation. Very, very important. Yeah. So because we are in an era where you have innovation and sustainability, they intrinsically, link, because as I say, if you want to move towards an energy transition world, we need more innovation. Yeah. So that means you can't just make those transitions the way you want. There is a way you want to do if you don't want to disrupt completely the industry. Because if I come back to you before OpenAI, so one of the other news that I've heard as well was today, because I was just watching that, was kind of with interest, because like I say, AI is such a big thing at the moment, and it's making such a big change. So because of the whole disruption that happened, what I heard today is actually the board, it's about to sort of working hard to revert the decision and bring some back into the back as a CEO. Why? Because the shareholders, the main investors, they were not happy about what happened. Also, they could see how the company is tanking or seem to be tanking. Yeah. So they apparently negotiated with him now to bring him back. And obviously, as you can imagine, now he would have all the power. So he would negotiate hard now to have even more power, which is actually quite, I would say, funny to think about, because they fired him because they may be thinking that he was having way too much power. He was going to in a direction they were not happy with. Now they fired him. It didn't work out for him. It backfired for them. They're not calling me back. As it comes, he's going to ask even more power, even more control. So essentially, we can end up having the for-profit wing of the company that sort of overtake the non-for-profit, which is exactly what visibly it looks like they were looking to avoid, right? So that's why it means that if you're not doing that properly, this kind of transition period, you can end up having the effect that you were very much looking to avoid. Yeah. So that is actually what we are seeing here. So that telling me that, for company like that are undergoing like a significant change, and also where you're having innovation bit involved and visionary leaders. So it is important so to have a certain continuity in the vision, because even if there is a change, you need the way to do it. Yeah. So whether you're talking about the tech industry, the renewable energy, so the key is ensuring that you have a smooth transition that will maintain, the company continuity of vision. So whether when you have a new leader stepping in, they must understand that the organizations has missions, has value, have long-term goals, and they need to basically align to that, right? Or at least the company needs to bring a leader that understands it and agree with it. Yeah. Because continuity, it's crucial in the strategy if you want to avoid, disruption and innovation progress. Because one of the things that, for example, OpenAI, they all of a sudden afraid of is that this guy is going to be leaving, forming the probably the biggest competitor to OpenAI, because apparently there is all the main guys, the main brain of that company are prepared to follow him. Why? Because they haven't negotiated properly. So it's the same thing. If you have renewable energy company and shape well the transition from one leader to another, you may well create your biggest competitor and you may well disappear. So it's important. So I'm saying that because, like I say, we're also in a sector where a lot of innovation is happening, a lot of visionary leaders are stepping up. And I know because I'm talking to so many of them, right? So I'm sure some of you would have seen, I've interviewed a number of people already. Some of them have some big ideas. Yeah. So yeah, you can't just do that. Even if you're the investor, yes, you have the money, great. But don't forget that, you may have the money, but don't just out, from his position, the guy who is meant to be the face of the company or the brain of the company. It's very, 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 very important. Yeah. So that's something I want to say. So I don't know what your thoughts are. I think it's a kind of a relatively short video because I saw the news. I thought, okay, I need to talk about that. I need to make the correlation with the renewable energy sector and to see how it can impact us and to see what you guys could potentially be thinking. Have you been following that by any chance? Do you think it's related, not related? So what is your feedback regarding this? Yeah, it's important. Yeah. So, but what I'm gonna say is that leadership transitions, they are a common occurrence in both the technology but also renewables energy. And why they can pose challenges, they also offer opportunity for fresh perspective and and growth. And it's essential, at time of change, that we prioritize continuity of our shared vision for innovation, but also sustainability. Yeah, and that is what I wanted to bring in here, just to sort of raise those an alarm and say, hey, if there are some companies that are undergoing as well some struggle internally like that, and they are thinking of making the same kind of move that OpenAI has made, you want to think twice. You want to think twice before you do that, or at least you want to think twice before making it public, because you want to be avoiding the very same effect that you're looking to combat. Yeah. So that is how I wanted to draw that comparison. So hopefully, yeah, just let me know if you have, for example, any examples of similar situation that you've seen inside that you want to share, because your input is valuable for the readers community. For share knowledge, and that'd be good. And as I say out there, if you are a company you're not yet involved into it, you're not yet embedding AI into your strategy, I would urge you to do so. I would urge you to do so. And I said before, yeah, so definitely something that I would like you to be considering. It's if you're tapping into AI, and because yeah, actually I recommend that you do that. If you want to tap into AI and you're looking for some tool that can help you in your marketing, so definitely there's a couple that I can recommend that obviously I've posted there. So definitely a couple of those slides that I'm showing here, so you could see. You want to probably look at the AI marketing lab and also Skylead. Those are obviously very powerful leads that we are both using. So in our company, and this could make a difference for you guys if you're mindful to use them. But obviously, as I say, it's a pure choice that you have to make for yourself. But clearly, that I can recommend. Yeah. So you will see that. I also will have it into comments, so you will see that, and you can make the choice that is right for you. But that is what I wanted to say regarding the this conversation. So how tech leadership shifts can also impact renewables, and what is the correlation with renewable. So that's what I have to say for today. So hopefully it makes sense for you with your situation, and hopefully you do everything to avoid this kind of situation if you were looking to do something similar. And that's it. So yeah, that's all for me today. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a one day one concept idea, and we're going to talk about eco entrepreneur. Yes, that's the topic of the week. Yeah. So you have a great day, and I see you in a few hours tomorrow. Bye bye.